Hello students, I welcome you again in this class for the students of standard 10th. Today in this session, we will study a new poem, Amanda. This is from our book First Flight, and this poem is composed by Robin Klein. So let's start to know about the poet Robin Klein. Robin McMorg Klein is a well-known Australian author of books for children. She was born 28 February 1936 in Kempsey, New South Wales, and now resides near Melbourne. So this is about the poetess of the poem. So let's start to read about the poem. So before you read, so here every child feels that he is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed, your freedom is restricted. Write down some of the things you want to do, but your parents, elders do not allow you to. To read the poem aloud, form pairs, each reading alternate stanzas. You are in for a surprise. So Amanda, this poem Amanda, and here this is a name of a little girl around 12 to 13 years old. So in this age, the children are generally rebellious. They dislike whatever their parents say. They used to oppose to their parents' instructions, right? So in this poem, the poet says about the reactions of Amanda when her mother gives instruction on her bad habit. She doesn't take her mother positive and opposes her advices, right? So let's begin this poem. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Here, hunch means to bend the upper body forward, and slouching means to move lazily. So, parents used to scold on their children's behavior. Don't do this, don't do that, and don't do like this or that thing. So here her mother instructed her that don't bite your nail, Amanda. Obviously, it is a bad habit also. Sit straight and smartly. So in the next stanza, we come to know how does Amanda react. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Here languid means relaxed and drifting means to move slowly. And mermaid is an imaginary creature. So here the poet is describing Amanda, a little girl who is always pointed out by her mother for her mistake and how she imagines her life to be. The poet says that the mother is pointing out Amanda for biting nails, which is a bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Amanda, who has habit of bending her shoulders and sitting lazily in being pointed out because her mother wants her to sit in the right posture. At this point of time, when she is being scolded by her mother, she imagines herself to be in a deep green sea. So her reaction, Amanda's reaction, that she want to live in a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid who is alone there and leads her life in a very relaxing way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water. Here, current means flow of water, and feel the relaxing environment there. That is the instruction of Amanda's mother, the reaction of Amanda herself. Move to next paragraph. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. And next paragraph, we come to know Amanda's reaction. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. In second stanza, Amanda's mother is saying something again. and reminding her to do all her work properly. Here pattern means to make pattern, host means quiet, bare means uncovered. And here about the silence, it is told it is the reaction of Amanda. Her reaction, she says that silence is golden, it is precious, freedom is sweet. She doesn't want parents. She thinks that her parents always irritates her. So she wants to be an orphan. So here we get the explanation of this paragraph. Here the poet says that Amanda's mother is inquiring her about whether she has done her homework or not. And then she asks her whether she had cleaned her room or not. Moreover, she is also reminded her to clean her shoes. So here we can see that mother is constantly asking her questions regarding her homework being done or not, or whether she has cleaned up her room and shoes or not. But on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instruction, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the street. This means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets. She would have drawn design on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly, right? So we can see that she thinks opposite of her mother. So here we can see she opposes her mother's instruction. Her mother wants her to keep everything neat and clean, but Amanda wants to play in dust with her bare feet. Moreover, she is so fed up of these constant instructions from her mother that she says silence is golden, which means that silence is very crucial and precious. She further says that freedom is sweet. This means she never feels free when she is with her mother. That is the explanation. Move to next paragraph. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? So here, next paragraph, we get Amanda's reaction. I am a Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Here, acne means pimples due to oily skin. And Rapunzel, a fairy character. Let's start to read the explanation of this paragraph. Next, Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolate. She don't allow Amanda to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. At least she scolds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be a Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a character from a fairy tale that was captured in a tower by a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of a long hair of Rapunzel that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda wants to be a Rapunzel because she feels that life in a tower will be a peaceful and unusual. She thinks that she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. So here Amanda is too much fed up of her mother's instructions that she would like to be live in tower like Rapunzel. She wants to live all alone. She doesn't want any companion. Next paragraph. Stop that sucking at words, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Here, sucking means to be upset and nagged means scolded. The explanation is before you. Amanda's mother now wants her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolded her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. So here she can say that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small things, but she can't react to this. If she reacts towards this by getting emotional, her mother takes this against her sense of pride and scold her that she should not behave like this, as other would think that Amanda's mother is very dominating towards her child. So her mother soon starts scolding her again and tells her to stop being sucking, to be upset and being moody always. Anyone would feel that her mother nagged her. Here nagged her means scold. So her mother scolded her all day. Here Amanda gets irritated by her mother's constant nagging and scolding, but she is hardly sucking or moody. She has made her own escape route. So she starts fantasizing. Amanda's mother is indeed a nagging mother. She always scolds Amanda. She is all about instructions and finding faults. So, no doubt it is her responsibility to instill good values into her daughter, but not at the cost of a child's happiness. One should know how to strike a balance between maintaining responsibility and taking good care. So, students, that is all about the poem. I think you have understood it. Thank you, all of you. Study well.